In this episode, we look back on our first 6 months together, plus another vet visit update. Hello, and welcome to another episode of Growing Up Qweens. Be sure to like and subscribe to keep up to date on our adventure. Last vlog, Qweens and I visited the vet for the first time and things didn't go quite as well as we'd hoped. She had loose knees, which the vet opined could be a precursor to a condition called Luxating Patellas. It was something to keep an eye out for, and my job over the next few months was to watch for a skip in her step which would indicate a floating kneecap. I also increased the length of our walks to build up the muscles around her knees to help tighten them up. I'm happy to report that over the next 4 months, I didn't notice any such skipping, and by her second vet visit, she no longer had any issues with the looseness in her knees. She grew into herself. I'm hopeful the issue is now behind us and look forward to a future of swimming to keep those joints fit. When Qweens turns 2, she'll be fully assessed to determine if she's fit to be a mom, knees included. Fall came, and with it, the complementary colors of the changing leaves. It's my favorite time of year to photograph tollers. They blend right into the background. We started going to the nearby dog park to interact with dogs of all kinds. It was integral for me to stay on top of every situation to ensure a positive experience for Qweens. Our first time was with 6 or 7 large dogs. I gauged their energy levels and physique from outside the park and felt secure enough to bring her inside. They immediately swarmed, and I could see how overwhelming it was for her. I quickly stood over her and, using my knees, hands palm out, and a firm voice, walked at the dogs to herd them back in order to clear a path for Qweens. This had a number of effects. 1. Qweens immediately associated me with her safe zone. Whenever she finds herself overwhelmed, she comes and sits between my legs so I can help. 2. It let the other dogs in the park know she was part of my pack, and I was the alpha. They mess with her, they mess with me. And 3. It gave her a lot more confidence to interact with the large dogs. And she had a blast. I always do my best to try to assess each dog prior to Qweens engaging with them. And once she does, I continue to keep an eye on every dog's energy level. If there's a dog that's being dominant and a bit rough, I'm sure to be ready to step in and be her protection. Accidents happen, and some dogs are more rambunctious and just play rougher. So it really is important to supervise your dog's play and try to find a match in both energy levels and physique. If Qweens ever got too rough with her play or came on too strong for a smaller dog, it's my responsibility to step in and redirect her to another dog with a similar size and energy level. And if ever I feel the energy level in a dog park might be too much for Qweens, I don't go in. Let the big dogs tear it up as rough as they want. They deserve a space to expel their energy too. And Qweens and I, we can always find a quiet part of the park to play and sniff. She also started daycare, and while it took about 2 days for her to be comfortable enough with me leaving her there, by the 3rd day she didn't want to come home. I can't blame her. 3 lovely ladies spending 8 full hours engaging her with games and toys and treats. Much better than waiting around for Dad to finish his work. Please give A Filthy Lot Dogs a follow on Instagram. They were a big help for the 4 months Qweens attended. Sadly, it wasn't to last, as most daycares require your pet to be spayed or neutered by 7 months old to help prevent any hormonal outbursts from the group. At any point after 7 months old, Qweens could go into her first heat, and since she's still in the breeding program, she's not going to be spayed. By the end of January, it was back to being a bored office dog waiting on Dad. She was not amused. Luckily, we got to visit her friends a lot and even celebrate her first birthday with them too. We threw a party and everything. Shortly after, she experienced her first snowfall, and as the weather turned colder, her winter coat blossomed. And with it came the infamous Toller pants. We celebrated our first holiday season together, ate a turkey leg, learned why that wasn't the best thing to do, lit the menorah, and opened a whole lot of presents. What's next? Qweens is 7 months old, so she's not quite fully grown. However, she's already heavier than Athena ever was at 35 pounds. She's got a much different body type, she's more muscular and solid. At 7 months, she's also entering her second fear stage, so I'll have to monitor the situations I put her into much more closely in order to keep the experiences as positive as I can. While I'm not a fan of letting them figure it out, I do know I need to give Qweens the space to also stand up for herself and learn to defend herself. I just won't let it happen with a much bigger dog with a much more solid body. Help encourage the right battles for your pup to fight and keep them safe from the fights that just aren't fair. And as the weather gets warmer, with her endurance built up, we'll be looking to find trails to hike, beaches to explore, plus doing what toddlers do best, learning to swim. Thanks for watching, and if you enjoyed this video, please give it a like, it helps so much, and be sure to subscribe for more Growing Up Qweens. See you next time.